There's a whole subculture out there, mostly hidden in the cracks of the internet, but sometimes out in the open, where people are actively buying, selling, and sometimes trading items that once belonged to serial killers, cult leaders, and just generally terrible human beings. It's called Murderabilia, short for murder memorabilia. And today I want to unpack this whole thing because honestly, I've got questions. Why would anyone want to buy this stuff? And once you own it, what the hell do you even do with it? Okay, real quick, before I go any further, welcome to Breakfast Cereal. My name's Josh. If you're new here, hey, welcome. I'm just a guy with a lot of questions. Now, sometimes those are pretty weird, dark questions. But hey, you've probably got some too. I mean, that's why you're here. It's also about the conversation down in the comments. I want to hear from you, so make sure you get in there. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and like and all of that if you like this video. Murderabilia is exactly what it sounds like. Collectibles connected to real-life killers. And not just any killers, but the headline-grabbing, made-for-documentary ones. The Bundys, the Mansons, the Gacys. These items range from the mundane to the deeply unsettling. So let's look at a sample of what's out there. So you got stuff like Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses. They sold for $150,000. Wow. Now, they were supposedly worn during the murders. The guy who bought them says he keeps them in a locked case and that they're a conversation piece. Really? Who the fuck are you talking to, man?
I'd buy that for $1.
Imagine that conversation. That's a really weird conversation with like 99.9% of the population. Okay, so next, we've got John Wayne Gacy's paintings. They've sold from anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000. He painted over 2,000 of them in prison. Now, of course, they're mostly clowns, including these ones of his alter ego, Pogo the Clown. I mean, what are you gonna mean? You gotta hang one in your guest room? I mean, I guess if you really like shitty art and you never want another guest. Okay, but if art's not your thing, get your hands on Ted Bundy's love letters. They sold for $9,000 plus. Full of I love you type stuff from a man who kept severed heads in his apartment for company. Okay, how about this one? Here's a weird one. Charles Manson's hair. Sold for $5,000. A literal lock of hair. I don't know how you frame that or why, but well, here we are. If you really want some dirty old hippie's hair from the 60s, be my guest. And finally, if all of this is just a little too rich for your blood, how about something a little more affordable, like this, a brick from BTK's house. Priced anywhere from $25 to $50. They're marketed as an authentic piece of serial killer history. I mean, at this point, the guy's legacy is basically just yard debris. Okay, so, I mean, that's just a few examples. But who's out there bidding on Dahmer's bifocals? I got a few theories. Hardcore true crime superfans. Collectors of so-called dark history. Maybe edgelords trying to out-weird each other. Now, some people out there claim it's about preserving history.
That belongs in a museum.
Others say it's like holding evil in their hands and taming it. And then there are those who just think it's cool. Which brings me to Merle Allin. If the name sounds familiar, it should. Merle is the older brother of G.G. Allin, the infamous punk rock musician who made Iggy Pop look basically like a youth pastor. Gigi was known for self-mutilation, defecating on stage, fighting his audience, and promising to die by mid-performance. Though he did fail at that. He overdosed, not on stage, in 1993. After Gigi's death, Merle Allin became one of the world's most recognizable collectors and promoters of Murderabilia.
I've been collecting serial killer stuff since the late 80s.
He's the guy, the unofficial face of the scene.
Long before it became like fucking mainstream.
Merle doesn't just collect this stuff, he curates it. He appears at conventions, does interviews about it, and has openly said he's fascinated by the intersection of crime and celebrity. He's not ashamed of it. He sees it as culture, not endorsement. Now, is he controversial? Oh yeah. Is he performing a bit? Possibly. But he raises a question that keeps bouncing around in my head. If you're fascinated by something like this, does that mean you approve of it? Like, you can study something without celebrating it. You can be morbidly curious and still be a decent human being, right? Right? I mean, I think so, obviously, but why collect it? Some psychologists say that collecting Murderabilia is about control over the chaos, intimacy with something terrifying, proximity to danger without the risk, or power in owning something taboo. It's like keeping the devil in a snow globe. You don't want to become the monster, but you want to say, I looked it in the eye and I'm still standing. Now, there's a certain thrill in that, and probably also a lot of therapy bills. Let's say you buy a letter from Ted Bundy. It arrives, it's real, it's in your hands. Now what? Do you frame it? Keep it in a drawer? Tell your friends? Or like never mention it to anyone ever? What do you say to someone who notices? Oh, that? Oh yeah, it's just it's just love note from a guy who decapitated like 30 women. Now imagine trying to explain that to like your mom, or a first date, or your kids. I guess some people hang in different circles, right? But anyways, enough about those buying. Who's selling? Someone's making money off of this. And no, it's not the killers themselves. That's illegal, thanks to the, Son of Sam laws. Thanks, Berkey. But private sellers, totally legal. Just look at this website. Murderauction.com. Okay, granted, looks like a piece of garbage site from like the late 90s GeoCities or something. Look at their logo. It's like a cheap, crappy Sopranos knockoff with the R gun and like a pixelated Ed gun and a pixelated Ed Gein cutout. The site though, it's basically like Murder Etsy. A lot of this stuff, it's just kitsch. I mean, look, like a Albert Fish bobblehead? But some of it's legit too. Like here, like this Ed Kemper envelope here, signed by Ed. Or this. This is a Richard Ramirez self-portrait. Yes, me, it looks like he gave himself better teeth, don't you think? And at some point, this stuff just gets so absurd, you kind of have to laugh. I found some other stuff here, like look, Zodiac-themed candle, I guess. A Manson Christmas card. Oh, that's nice. And here, this serial killer cereal boxes. Whose idea was that? This isn't a niche anymore, people. It's a full-blown industry. Some people make a living off Murderabilia. They build portfolios of crime letters like they're stocks. They invest in tragedy. And look, I'm not here to shame anyone. And I understand the irony in this once again. I mean, me, a YouTuber, making videos about this stuff. Is that the same thing? The same exploitation? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. But I'll tell you this, if somebody gave me Dahmer's glasses, I'm not sure I'd even want to touch them. Because if you believe in energy, I mean, even just a little bit, then Murderabilia is literally keeping evil in your own home. What could possibly go wrong? But maybe that's why some people buy it. To feel like they own the darkness, to feel like they understand it, or at least that it's no longer hiding under the bed. Maybe murderabilia is just a morbid form of coping, or maybe it's exploitation dressed up as curiosity. Either way, it's not going away. So now I'll ask you, would you ever buy murderabilia, or have you? What would you do with it if you did buy it? Like, would you wear Dahmer's glasses? Do you think it's wrong? Well, let me know down in the comments. I really want to hear where people land on this because honestly, it's something that I'm still trying to figure out. And if this kind of thing messes with your brain in just the right way, hey, subscribe, because guess what? I've got lots more coming. Just please, don't send me any hair in the mail.